Hey guys, my name is Scoby and welcome back to another video. In today's video we're going to be doing an unboxing and review of the Soundcore Spirit X2 wireless headphones. Let's jump right into this. So this video is brought to you by me. Today I'm going to be sponsoring my own video of my new merch line. This is going to be the first t-shirt I'm going to be launching for the channel. It's a very nice quality print that you can get from Teespring. Everything is linked right below the video here and all videos on my channel. It comes in a number of different colors. You can get it in a hoodie, different women's style t-shirts, stickers. It'll definitely support the channel if you can check it out and I'd really appreciate it. Let's jump right into the video. So let's take a look inside the box and see what we get. Opening this up, the first thing we get to see is the actual headphones themselves, separate from their charging dock and case. And overall, this is a pretty nice presentation. It's really made for in-shelf kind of displays, especially with this magnetic box that we have. Opening this up and going a little bit deeper into the box, we actually get an included USB-C charging cable, which is nice to see. No USB charging bricks, sadly, but it is nice to see we get a USB-C cable in the box. We also get some documentation and then a variety of ear tips. So we do get a lot of different ear tip choices here inside the box. So you'll most likely be able to find something that'll fit nicely for your ears. So taking a look at the case itself, it's actually made of this nice soft plastic. And I'm not sure if you can see in the video here, but any sort of grease or anything else that you have on your hands will stick up here like a magnet. Opening the case up, we can then see our two headphones nesting inside here, along with the battery indication light that's showing how much battery is left in the case, not the headphones themselves. I'll be mentioning that again in a second. And we can see the magnetic tips of where these actually fit in, and they do sit in here really nicely to charge. And overall, you can see the grooves and materials in this. Everything seems pretty nice. It all feels solid and well built. It's a nice magnetic satisfying click to close, so you don't have to worry about these opening up and anything falling out of them. So when you first take the headphones out, they will actually give a speaking indication to say how much battery is in them. So in this case, it's hard to demonstrate this and pick it up on camera. However, when I put the headphones in for the first time, you will hear them say battery high or whatever battery level they currently have on the headphones themselves, which is nice to see. And running them without the case, you can get around 8 hours in the headphones themselves, and the case itself can give around an extra 36 hours of battery life. So they're a somewhat unique design with this rubber hooking material here that's used for going around your ear. So it actually hooks around behind your ear to make sure it stays securely in place, so you really don't have to worry about these falling out whenever you're running or cycling or anything like this. I actually wear these regularly when I'm cycling, and I find that there's never any time when I have to resit them. Once they're put in place, they're staying in place. So one thing I disliked about these was the actual rubber tip, that the rubber pushes and actually pulls along the hair, and I found it a little bit uncomfortable for the first maybe 20 times. This is a little bit of getting used to it. However, the first couple times, be prepared to feel a little bit of pain and tugging behind your ear, which is definitely what I had. However, once you get over that little hurdle, these are really nice headphones to have, and you definitely don't have to worry about them falling out. So in terms of water resistance, these are actually IP68 water resistant. So in terms of splashes, sweat, rain, you don't have to worry about anything with these guys. They will survive it without any issues. So go out there, run, rain, water, whatever you want to do, these things will survive without any issues. So one thing that's a bit of a pet peeve if you ever like to listen to music when you're sleeping or in bed is the small indication light that you will probably see flashing whenever the headphones are turned on. This will flash every 15 to 30 seconds. I have not figured the exact tempo out just yet. However, it's a really bright flash if you're in a dark room, and it can be very distracting if you like to listen to music or podcasts or audiobooks before you go to bed. This flashing can be a little bit irritating. I have sadly not found a way to turn this off, but if you know any way to actually remove this, let me know. I would be really interested to turn this off. It's not something I need, especially when it's on my ear. However, it is nice to have an indication light generally, but I wish I could at least extend the time at which it does, so every minute or so rather than every 15 to 30 seconds. On the back side here, we have one kind of cover that opening this up will actually show us a USB-C cable. In terms of buttons and controls on the headphones, we actually have two buttons or two kind of rockers on both of the headphones in an identical position, which is right on the side right here. So how these work is the top button on both of the headphones works as a volume up and a volume down. So each of the headphones contains one of the volume controls. Both of the down buttons act as a play and pause or press and hold to skip to the next and previous track, depending on the earbud you're using. And pressing and holding the volume button will actually incorporate a bass boost function, which I will never use. I'll come back to the sound quality a little bit later on. So that means if you're ever using these headphones with just one in, which I regularly do, especially at home or if I'm cycling, that you cannot control the volume apart from up or down depending on the ear you use. For my case, it's actually the right ear, which is the volume up, so I can never turn the volume down on the headphone itself. I find it's really difficult for manufacturing companies to actually fix this. I would have much preferred a button on the side to play pause, and then just have both headphones individually having a volume up and a volume down, and press and hold volume up or volume down for a skip and back. However, this is kind of a hit and miss, and I guess adding an extra button like this on the side would probably compromise the waterproofing on this, which again I'll come back to in a moment. That would probably cause extra issues in the long run. At least you have volume up and down on these easily accessible, so overall it's a pretty good setup, but it does leave something to be desired, and I feel no wireless headphones or anything like that I've tested so far actually have this figured out 100%, so that's not something I can really fault Soundcore on. Now, one sad thing about these headphones is they don't actually support the Soundcore app, where you can set up all the different EQ and settings, and sadly I have not seen any indication that they will ever support these, which is a little bit disappointing. Other Soundcore devices that support it seems like a nice extra addition, so if you're buying these to use with the Soundcore app, they will not work. It's not supported at the moment. This may change in the future. If it does, I'll be sure to mention it in the comments down below. And finally, in terms of the Bluetooth quality, they do actually have Qualcomm aptX, so the latency is pretty low on these overall. However, I have noticed the issue that if there is no sound and suddenly you spike sound at it, there's a big delay and then it starts to catch up. So I guess this is because it's a low power Bluetooth method or something like this, that unless you have sound continuously, when you suddenly throw sound at it again, it has kind of a lag to get up to that sound. However, when using this, watching video isn't really a big problem. I find that it's close enough to be in sync. However, if you're playing really noise sensitive games like Call of Duty or PUBG, these are probably not the headphones for you, or any wireless headphones really. You should be using cable. So now let's get to probably the most important thing about these headphones, the sound quality. So the overall volume level on these headphones is really good for me. Even if you're riding your bike and you get a lot of backwind into your ears when you're driving, you don't have to worry too much about the overall sound level. I found even listening to audiobooks and podcasts, I could still hear them perfectly clear with these. As long as you pick the right tip and you make a good seal, you can get a really overall nice volume level from these, and that's one thing I'm really happy about. That's one of my most important concerns because I drive my bike often to work and I really like to listen to audiobooks or podcasts, and one of my biggest concerns is that it's not loud enough that I can't hear them over the wind coming into my ears. However, with this, that is not an issue. So overall, in terms of sound quality, I feel like they sound good, except they're much too bass heavy for my liking. I do like a little bit of bass in my music, and I don't mind in-ears being especially a little bit bass heavy, especially when they're so deep inside your ears when you pick a good tip. I don't mind it. I actually like when they're a little bit bass heavier. However, these take it to an extreme, and because of that, it feels a little bit muddy and it just muddies up the rest of the sound. Other than that, the rest of the sound is pretty clear and it comes through okay. It's just the bass response is a little bit too much, and for any people that are really sensitive to bass heavy, this is not going to be the headphone for you. And that's why, as I mentioned earlier, the bass boost function is something I would never use. I already find the bass too much on these, that the bass boost just goes to another level. I can't understand why anyone would really use that unless you're a real bass junkie, which is that's the case. These are definitely something that would be good for you. That I think overall, for what you're getting and the price, I'm actually really happy with the sound quality on these. I bought them more for the actual sporting ability, especially when I'm driving my bike, that I don't have to worry about these falling out, and that's exactly what they do. And the sound quality is good enough that when I'm doing these kind of activities, I don't really need anything better at the time. So if you're going into this expecting really high quality audio, I would say these are not the headphones for you. But if you're going into this looking for good sporting headphones that create a good seal, that have a good enough audio quality, that are just a little bit on the bass heavy side, these are something I would definitely recommend. And for most people, I think these are great. And if you're a bass head, you're going to love them. You can turn on the bass function and you can go absolutely crazy. But anyway guys, that's been my unboxing and review of the Soundcore Spirit X2. These are really nice headphones for the price, and they're something I definitely recommend if you're doing a lot of sporting or activities. Of course, I'll be leaving links to this product in the description down below if you're interested in getting it. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to drop a like. Subscribe if you're new, check out the other videos on the channel. Until next time guys, as always, keep it saucy. Peace.